Nation here at Eden House, Las Vegas, streaming to you about AZD's system for adapting as a man. That's really the code and the algorithm he's put together for what to do in the morning, what to do in the evening, and how to think about your mind, your attitude, and how that's affecting your communication, your relationships, your mood, how to refine that thing. Because it's like the Stoics would say, if you could take vacations all over the world and think it's going to solve your problems, but you'll soon find that you manifest and create those same problems wherever you go. Because you can't escape your character. You're taking it with you. So how do you work with this character? Philosophy kind of helps. It kind of puts your attention on the way you're being in a way that you might not look at the way you're being. People have thought about it, talked about it, tried to refine themselves, and they codified some philosophy about how to conduct yourself in life. And at the end of the day, that's that game everybody's talking about. They're like, some people will talk about game outside the context of women and like everything else they're doing in life. And that is that game because the way AZD teaches it, also revealing the truth of it, is game is life and life is game. How you live your life, how you make your money, how you relate with people, with life, with animals, with everything, just with yourself. That becomes how you relate with women. It'll reveal itself more and more that your inner world is manifesting on the outer world. So, uh, adapting your character. Oh, so the philosophers of old and even of new, all philosophers, that's their code of living. Noah, the code of living, man. And that will result in the women they get. So, all those philosophers you watch and listen to or read or heard about, what is their relationships? So, the top player who has the most relationships with the highest quality women gives us his process. Yeah, Orle. And that's the beast code, the beast process. And it's a way to, believe it or not, handle yourself, handle your mind and your attitude in a way that no therapy is able to do. Good conversation would help, but it'll be lacking many things. Maybe it's all possible through conversation, but who's going to take the time and who has the know-how? There's the question. Nobody knows. So at the most extreme of AZD's experiences, that he's being pulled in all directions, his heart, right? As a top player, it doesn't mean that he's never had breakups or, heartbreaks or dumb shit like that. And when you're holding it down and you have other relationships and you have a movement of students that are following, like you can't collapse, you can't like break down, and you can't even snap at people, unjustly because you'll destroy your organization, your life. That's why so many high level individuals getting messages. That's why so many high level individuals just settle for a more tame kind of relationship. Why don't so many billionaires and trillionaires go for multiple relationships? They can obviously afford it. Why don't they? Because of the chaos and the liability. The liability and the chaos to a wealthy man or a powerful man or a man with status, let's say like a pro ball player or something. The player's life is so uh, volatile, and public opinion is on the girl's side, even if she's totally wicked and being dumb. She volunteered to be in that situation, and then she couldn't handle her ego about it. And he was probably not skilled or anything like that too. But if he's not abusing her, he's figuring out his life. So the system, does anybody really need to be convinced? The system is favoring the woman when it comes to any kind of um, you know, ethical uh, standard between a man and a woman. Not that we have, it's our business what a man and a woman does, but society thinks it is because it's a bunch of liberals. So they think everything is everybody's business. Meanwhile, they're just holding their secrets and they don't think that should be your business. But very secretive people. It should be transparent what should be transparent and then secretive what isn't. And then when you have a guy that's teaching relationships, then he has to be more or less transparent about a lot of things. And so students learn those standards And it's like learning the right physics equations. Oh, you learn the right physics equations and you all of a sudden are able to solve the problem or make the catapult or make the radio or whatever little science project you have on those formulas, all the way up to making a spaceship, something anti-gravity or teleporting or st light speed or something. And it's the physics being revealed because it's just a grassroots guy. That's my new phrase. It's the thing I created like 2, 3 days ago. It's like some guy that was living life, doing his best, learning from the best he could, and made it really far in a lot of things. But was just, a local guy, San Jose, California, with a fight center and, doing what he was doing, running business. And then the right element gets introduced to the chemical equation, pickup, let's say. I don't know if it's exactly that, but it's an equation. So there's other ingredients there that made pickup explode in a way that it transcended pickup. It had to. You can't just pick up chicks forever. What are you gonna do with them? You gonna have sex with them, and then what? You're just gonna like at some point relationship you'll like some more than others. You can build something. It's like and then things are revealed as more and more rapport and trust comes in, and honesty and dialogue revealing the things that were invisible before. The nature of the matter comes in. So then, oh, there's a nature happening, men and women, and that's it's hidden under all the conditioning that we have. We're supposed to relate with each other this way because that's what was modeled for me. That's what I saw. So therefore, that's exactly what it needs to be, right? No. And so questioning yourself, like just sounds cliche to say questioning everything, but like it was a catalyst, critical mass that it just kind of kept going. And then with the students, now the guys, and they're getting taught. So now being taught about it, exploring it, teaching about it, exploring it daily. Okay. And then handling the heart stresses of relationships, which sounds gay to say, but I mean, it's undeniable. That's what, and then over time you work that and you mature. And, so at the most trying heart stresses that were happening in AZD's life, he codified his morning and evening process for IMC Nation. It was during COVID and he had it codified. He had it codified in a symbol, he had it codified in a routine, he had it codified in a mentality. He had it codified in a way of how to evolve it. So it's not just like, oh, here's a piece of paper routine and you do this every day. It's an organic thing that changes, but it is built on some unchanging things. Uh, it's wrong to say extreme, but let's just say self-discipline. It's built on self-discipline. How to build your self-discipline on self-discipline and get started. And you have a basic level of self-discipline that you can start with, and you build from there to get just the necessary amount of self-discipline. It's not like we are the Navy SEALs of society, but we are not the Navy SEALs of fucking military. That's a different kind of self-discipline that results in that kind of man. This kind of self-discipline results in an AZD player kind of man. One that can handle multiple relationships, both making it happen because you're attractive and able to communicate, and handling the stressors of it when it doesn't go your way, when you have ego, when they're possessed of a demon. Like you gotta deal with weird shit or real shit that happens, a car accident, sickness, some shit, and you gotta deal with it. Outside business, okay, money's tight, and you got all these relationships. Now what? Like all the composite stressors of life with multiple relationships. People may miss that. He's like, that's why I don't mean to like degrade it and say he's just a guy. He's just a guy. But I say that so you guys can maybe relate. He's just a guy that unplugged himself through the right information and the right willpower, and the right parenting, and the right divine intervention, whatever it is. It's nothing that I don't think you, or me couldn't do. It's up to us to find all the X factors as he did for himself. Maybe he didn't know where he was going, but it's undeniable. He's a master, if not the master of Earth when it comes to relationships. And that means long-term seduction, short-term pickup, and all the ethics in your life around that makes that feasible and not suppressed. Because a rich guy wouldn't do multiple relationships because the entire world would be against him. Everybody he's marketing to, his whole staff, everybody would go against him, and it would destroy his world. So it's a lot that's got to get handled for that, and that's a journey. I think guys think it's short. It's not. It would be short if like you could download exactly AZD's behavior routines, like his circuits, and like matrix, just like, and then with that skill set, it would get handled very fast, but it's dirty. That you're surrounded by filth of a lifestyle. I am list out in fucking pleasure 24/7. What I get to do is I get to wake up motherfucking early and beast like I was a monk. I get to have an excuse to carve out time to play with my imagination and manifest, see how powerful I can be in this world. Then I get to communicate with other guys who are very interested in this stuff and teach them about it and talk to them about it. Then I attend the class where we mastermind about it with the master of it. Then I get to communicate all day with maybe the chicks I'm talking with, relationships, and guys interested in this stuff. If it's a rest night like tonight, I'll see my girl, I'll watch some inspiring things, and I'll work heavy into the night, working outreach to our people worldwide that want to get involved in this stuff and want to master this stuff. In there, I'll meditate, I'll eat what I want, I'll exercise, of course, just exactly what I want when I want. And the discipline earns the position. Because if I couldn't do all that, I couldn't do any of it. Not this way. It's like it's like a you like the cornerstone. It's like the arch that it leans on itself and that makes it secure. It's like all the disciplines results in the lifestyle that I get, which is to run what I'm running, live at an IMC base with six or seven other IMC guys that are all about it. So my day of communication is not dealing with normies. I don't deal with regular people. When I go to the gas station, when I, buy something somewhere, I'll deal with the person hired to sell it to me. I go to a strip club, but it's like those aren't regular people, man. Strippers are exceptionally beautiful and really fucked up. It's like, so that's interesting. And then all the staff and everything around it and the facility, the facilitation of getting like from here to there. What consists of my day to day. It's beautiful, but I didn't just fall into it. I didn't like trip over a rock. Like I built it by learning from AZD, applying it to my life. Like I was telling somebody earlier, I had no business or sales experience. I went from a school guy, engineer that was good at yoga to selling my yoga and doing it all based on AZD's teachings. Like you could probably look up some business tactics with yoga and whatever, and I did. I looked at things, but what made me my brand and what made me successful at it, meaning I had an edge, I had a niche, I could cold call any yoga studio, maybe 80% of all yoga studios. I had something I could offer them and I could corner it in a way that I'm the best choice. Now I just have to, now my ability to sell is like selling my character. But that was also AZD Tech. So the whole thing through and through was AZD Tech. And I just used game. I was learning game from him to build my own business from nothing. Nobody traveled and did yoga like that. I cold called 2,000 yoga studios and I traveled for 3 years and then COVID happened. So I moved to San Jose, California, and I moved in with AZD and some other guys. And I just apply all that discipline, how I had a routine to do outreach for my own yoga business, because that's how I ate and lived and rent and food and dates and car pay. Like everything was, I had to sell my yoga. That's the only means I had to make money. I mean, I had a PhD, but I burned bridges. I had tattoos in wrong places. I was like, I abandoned the school that had graduated me. Like I cut ties. Like I mean, yeah, I have fallback. I have a wrestling skill set too, and whatever. But there was no fallback plan. I was fully in it and committed to like I either make money doing this or I starve. And so I did make money with it. Borrowed money when I had to and whatever. And everybody has somebody they can ask for a dollar. And, then I found myself as the best suited person when AZD wanted to hand over some business so he could expand, because that's how you expand. You delegate what you got to do so you can do the stuff that only you can do. Explore multiple relationships with tens, and then the business explodes. That's when the beast process comes out. I took over the boot camp. I've been over running it for about a year, but really, uh, yeah, I mean, then the beast process comes out. And that's his system to adapt your mentality. Could you tell about the picture on your right above the mirror? The snake god? You want to hear about the snake god, Arca? Hey, how you doing? What's up? I'm reporting on it. Like, it's a state of mind. I've been beasting, right? Beasting is a process. It's exact. It's very exact. People think they make their wake up, they're beasting. Nah. They do a cold shower every day. Nah. Like, it's really so much in the mentality. That's why 80 hours of lectures is in the Beast bundle. It doesn't take that long for him to explain when to wake up, why you should wake up 2 hours before you go to work or whatever, when to do curtains up, what is curtains up, to do a cold shower and how to do it his way. Like, it's not that long to explain the calisthenics routine. All of it, an hour, 2 hours of explanation for the shit. And then what's the other 79 hours? Is mentality, it's imagination, how to implement this thing. It's nuances on the journaling, it's nuances on the calisthenics, it's an evolution of the schedule, rearranging things, the introduction of new things later that come on, which are not like, it's the way of taking things out and inserting things. So it's not as like, you could say that's all part of explanation, but it's not, because the way it's reported is, it's not written down on a piece of paper like that. It's a reporting. And you need to hear the reporting, because then the reporting of it, when he talks about his process and how it's changing, you learn how to change your own process. It becomes real to you, because the process is how you process your experiences so that you can grow and adapt as a man. You go through things that make you resist and make you revert to another way of being, a poor character, or you respond, you're too reactive about things. And there's two systems the AZD's put out that handles that: the chosen and the beast process. And the chosen will make you soft physically, but will give you peace. The beast process will give you the kind of peace that you get when you're dangerous and nobody can fuck with you. It's not necessarily peace with God, but you'll have peace in the jungle. And the beast gets the women. The chosen, it's harder to get women. But the women that are with you, it's hella righteous. Man, without chosen. But I'm talking about the beast process right now, because guys need to handle themselves before they're trying all to handle getting relationships and women and shit. And that's why I say, and it's just a stat. So, I mean, it's not just me like saying it, it's the fact that the guys that thrive the best in Vegas, the Vegas lifestyle, very time demanding, money demanding, energy demanding, is the guys that have the strongest beast process. Had and have. We go through waves where we do it, don't do it, because that's what you learn in the evolution of it. But we all had it hardcore in the beginning, where it was just that for many months, every day, many months, up to a year, some of us. And then some of us even longer, but that's like the group was doing it for a year. About maybe like 10 months. So that's in our system. It's a real thing. It's a lot of hours put in, and it's a whole lifestyle. Imagine you were locked up, incarcerated for 10 months, and you had to be okay with a bunch of shit that you didn't like, you didn't agree with, and you were resentful about it, and you wanted to react. And you could adapt yourself in a way that would make you cooler for that environment, so you got more privileges until you got out 10 months later. That's what lockdown was for us when we were doing the beast process. We didn't go out. I mean, we obviously, it's not the same thing as prison. I'm not trying to say that it was, but that was part of the mentality of it. And you guys got to get it, man. I don't even know what else to say about it. I feel like I'm talking to people. Let's talk to you guys. Let's talk to people in the audience. What do you guys want to know about game? If you're a man, comment. What do you hear about game? This guy asked me about my picture. I don't know if he's still on. He's not. So this is an account for AZD. Man, I'm on fucking stream teaching. Let me tell you about the master AZD, a player among players. Man, this guy, player among players, and super cool guy. Uh, the clips on this page are sound bites from him in his lectures and whatever. And so these accounts grew, and you found it, and you watched this stuff, and that's AZD. We call him Spider when we go in field. That guy lives here in Las Vegas now. We all moved here. And he's a master of pickup and game. How to have multiple, how to get and make beautiful women fall in love with you in a way that basically ruins all other guys for them because of your ability to relate and to understand her. And to do that and succeed at that and thrive at that for the long term, you got to be real sound, real strong, stable as a man. And you have to be very aware of her, what she's going through, you, what you're going through, the planet, what the planet's going through. Like, to the degree that you're unaware is a liability when you're with a woman. She expects you to be aware. She needs you to be aware. Just like you expect and need her to shut the fuck up and follow. Don't argue. Follow. Obey. Why? Because you want me to be aware? I can't be aware of shit if you're pulling my awareness. Dang. Straight AZD teaching. Said in my words, but that's where it came from. And you should know it. What's up, Lucas? All you guys. Where are you at with game? What does game mean or look like to you guys? Give it a second for you to respond. And then we're just gonna wrap it up with a little message. Okay. All right. So discipline is to mirror for us to see our lack of discipline and the things that make us I mean that's what it is, the things that make us make bad decisions. Why would we make wrong decisions that are anti-survival or not, you know, it's because of emotions and you you're not living for yourself. You're living through your ideas, being able to resolve conflicts with the girlfriend, boundaries, etc. Is that the question? Is that a question or just a comment? Also, yeah. Uh, you're not living for yourself. Like I was telling this girl last night, I woke up maybe around like 27, 28 to the fact that I was living other people's ideas, their dreams and goals. And, I was a PhD student and I was like, I was making decisions, but I hadn't really evaluated the deeper, like, what am I doing? And I saw very clearly, however simple it may sound to you, I saw very clearly I have a mind, and my mind has images and behaviors and thoughts and things in it that's not me. My mind is pulling me. It's not like I immediately mastered my mind. I still don't think I've mastered my mind. But I became aware that my mind was bitching me around. I hadn't realized it wasn't really real to me. I'm sure somewhere people had talked about my mind. I'm sure in wrestling and mindset coaching and, visualize the success and everything. I'm sure, but it never hit. I never registered that, oh, I have a mind. It just never. So when it happened, it was just the realization through AZD's teachings and videos and things that like, oh, and then I just start seeing my mind is fucking with me. And I got angry because I was like, man, who's been living my life? I'm not making these decisions, but like I've obviously lived to be 27 or 28, like up until now. How did I get here if I'm just now feeling like I'm awakening? like I was asleep. So I was on autopilot, like a pre-programmed autopilot, with maybe my own pseudo decisions getting in the mix, the numbers getting thrown into the equation. Given these constraints, given you're gonna make this decision, this decision, this decision, now choose what flavor ice cream you want. Okay, I had a lot of decision there. And it's very important for yourself, your family, all humanity that you wake up. The closer to home it is, the more important it is. Obviously, who do you live with? Who do you communicate with the most? And yourself. For yourself, you need to wake up. And it's not outside of you that you need to wake up. So it's not the red pill of government, religion, and all that shit that you need to wake up. It's a waking up to your character, who you're being. And the social dynamics AZD has shown as a really fucked up mirror, but it's a mirror. And at the end of the day, it's not you. So you can never go off the mirror. But the mirror can point to things that you can look at in you. And then how do you adapt? That's his system. His teachings are the game, and his system is that system that you work. It's something you work that helps you adapt. It makes you more adaptable and then helps you adapt into first and foremost a strong foundation of a man. And it's in a way that no other man is going to teach you. I mean, it has elements of military, elements of prison culture, elements of mental mastery, elements of old school philosophy, but that's not it. None of those guys exemplify it because it's all those guys were also trying to get women. All those philosophers, all those military people, they all want the women of their choice. So, but it's their habits and their systems that gets them the results that they have. You know, I wouldn't use AZD system if I was going to be a special ops, in Vietnam, like to kill, like that. It's not the same thing. I need a different system of living if I'm going to be like a guerrilla warfare soldier. But if I'm going to be a player in the modern culture, I'm going to be that kind of warrior, AZD kind of warrior. And the beast process is the tech of the urban warrior monk, the shape-shifting urban warrior fighting stoic monk, beast. Codename Beast process. That's AZD. IMCBase1.com/beast. Or just IMCBase1.com and look around. You'll see the tab for the Beast programs and how to get involved with that. You got questions about that? Ask me about that. On my handle, I got a ton of messages that have been coming in. So hopefully you found that useful. Oh, JNR had wrote something, but I don't know if it's a question or not. You said being able to resolve conflicts with girlfriend boundaries. Is that a question or are you just saying? Instagram people, we're talking game.
Also good. Yeah. Also good, Yogi Chris. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
No, it was just a statement. It was just a statement. Basically, like it's adapt, thrive, and be able to resolve conflicts with people and with your girlfriend as well. It was just a statement to be able to do that also because I find in my relationships that I've had in the past, let's just talk about where I am present time. I'm able to lead, but I'm also able to resolve problems as well. It was just a statement to add to what you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Everything AZD puts out is droplets of gold. Some of it is like uranium or some like diamond or something like that. It's just different values. And, to be the best is is a pure gold. It can't be polluted with anything that's not best. You have to be the best character that you could possibly be to win, to really win in the end. And like I know you have a lot of respect for teacher, as you say, and everything he's put out is essential. Some things I could argue are more essential. That's why I have the pillars and the curriculums. Out of all the trainings, those are the ones that I think are the best. And they're all ingredients and they're all perspectives from him, his perspectives on those subjects that relate to what he does. So obviously, conflicts with the girlfriend, boundaries, standards, all that stuff. Obviously, you're on that lineage. So it's a highly evolved perspective and skill set of resolving conflicts and handling boundaries. And man, if you're experiencing it now, I can only imagine. So do everything you can, brother. Everything you can. Don't stop. It's never too late, but something's got to burst. Something's got to happen. Self-discipline, tracking numbers, wake up time. Can't lie to yourself. That's the danger and the scariness of the ecosystem here when you come to residency. Weakness will be confronted. Maybe not at first, but you must see because ultimately there's never going to be any sort of physical attack at all, ever here. Nobody's going to attack anybody. So if you're feeling attacked, that's ego. And then if it's obvious verbally, I'm being attacked. Why are you being attacked? Is what is being said true? No, well, why is there so much agreement about it? And then that needs to be faced. And then it's demons, it's wickedness in the mind that perverts our own perception of ourselves. And when you confront that and let it go, your character is never the same again. That's why the evolutionary is super, super fast on character evolution. That, the evolution of your character will resolve more conflicts than you'll ever be able to resolve in a lifetime, actually communicating it, because it pre-handles conflicts. Conflict doesn't happen to the character that you become. Not that kind of conflict, the next kind of conflict, the next level. But if you had to just communicate your way through each and every conflict, you'd never get up levels enough. It's the change inside. And you'll go through changes incrementally, each little thing that the thing about it is you'll change, but in what way? It's not as aligned with the apex way as you might think. It's more than everyone around you, but little compromises happen so often that the closer you get to the shining star here, the less compromises you'll be able to get away with. And you'll see that'll all be part of it. But if you're truly a warrior and you want to let go of your weakness, there's no other place on earth that can release your weakness of character when it has to go with women. So I hope you're doing everything you can to get the full beast process. That's preliminary. Once you can handle that and get that under your belt, money will be no problem. You just need the full beast process. You don't have it. When you get the full beast process, you handle money, come do residency. And I'll stack on virtually everything in the library for you to come and do residency for 2 weeks and really upgrade yourself. Maybe even by then you'll be able to work something where you can stay longer or whatever. Fuck your relationships. Because I know the kind of guy that you'll become, man. Or bring them along, tell them you got to save up this amount of money so that you can buy the plane ticket, have a place to rent, and eat while you're there. And if they can't do that, then they got to wait. And maybe you come back, maybe you don't. But that's the only future that has you really free. As free as you're going to be able to, as free as I know you want to become in the game. Because you're stifled. You're doing better, but you're comparing yourself to retards. Absolute retards. So if you want to be the best, then it's going to sacrifice everything that takes away from the best. You use it, you can use it, and if it's a person, you could use them and they can step up, they can make it, they can support, they can be part of your future in a way. Loyalty is royalty. But if they put brakes on you, if you put brakes on you, if any entity puts brakes on you, that has to be conquered. That's the obstacle between you and being the best. And good luck, because you'll come back and try to do better next life and next life and next life. And so this is an evolution that when you see the value of it to your soul, everything takes second place and you do anything to make it happen. That's the game with AZD for sure. Assalamu alaikum. Yes, sir. Praise the Lord. Right. Cool, everybody. Man, I would love to talk and talk and talk, but I got to do some follow-ups really quick and then clean up and everything. So I'll see you on the next stream. I don't try to do these every day, but join the Telegram group, message me, talk with me about game, real game. One-on-one conversation is way better. I can ask you questions because you guys aren't talking up. But I gotta go now. So, JNR, feel free next time if you have certain things you want to dialogue about, like just front load it.